Hello and welcome to this SketchUp for Schools tutorial. In this video, I will show you how to dimension rooms, windows, and doors, and also how to calculate the square footage of surfaces like walls, floors, or ceilings. To begin, I would suggest that you select your Screens button and we're going to go to this overhead view. And I'm going to zoom in on one room. So I'm going to just click down here. I'm going to pan. I'm going to pan to this room here that has the blue floor inserted. And this is where we're going to do some beginning dimensions. Now we're going to dimension the inside. And what dimensioning means is you're drawing a line that tells the user or tells the viewer how far the distance is from corner to corner, or from floor to ceiling, or from one corner to a door opening or a window opening. All right, so to find the dimensioning tool, it's under the tape measure tool. So you click down there and you can see here's a dimensioning tool. You click the dimensions and I'm going to pan over to this location here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And actually, I don't know if this is going to work out so well in the view that I'm in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click back here and I'm going to just tilt this a little bit. Okay. All right, let's start over. Okay, to dimension this, I'm going to click my scenes and I'm going to start with the overhead view. And then I'm going to come down here under the tape measure tool. There's a dimensioning tool. Okay. Click the dimensioning tool and then I'm going to click the inside corner endpoint and I'm going to come back over to this end and I'm going to click on the inside corner. Then I'm just going to pull this down a little bit so that my dimensions wind up below that corner. I can repeat that same tool in this corner and over to this corner here. You just have to be careful that you're, make sure that you're hitting the correct location. So you sometimes have to zoom in and out, and sometimes you have to rotate a little bit so that you can make sure you're hitting the corner. And then click back on that dimensioning tool and it will continue. Okay, so I could see I have one dimension is 10.8, the other is 11. Now, technically, you're not supposed to cross them, so you can pull these dimensions to the outside of your building if you need to. All right, now you would dimension the overall length and width of the room. It's also a good idea to do the height. So again, using the rotate tool and also the pan tool, sometimes you can move your drawing around, make it a little bit easier to work with. And click that dimensioning tool again and get this bottom corner. And the top endpoint corner there. And then you can pull that inside a little. All right, so that's how you can do your dimensioning. You can also dimension windows and doors. So again, I would want to have my windows dimensioned from the top to the bottom, and then again along the bottom of the window. And you can see how if you just kind of continue with the tool and you don't click on anything else, you can just continue with that same tool. Another good idea is to dimension from like one end so from like one end of your room to like where the door begins. and the width of the door and so on. All right, so the idea is to really try to dimension as much as you can. You can dimension from the top of the door to the perpendicular location at the top of the wall. And you might have to rotate your tool. And another thing that you can do after dimensioning is you can also find the square footage of different surfaces. So if you're thinking about, the fact that you're probably going to install a new floor, you're going to paint the walls, there's another tool underneath that same location. Under there, you can see this here is called text. And if you click the text and then you click on the face, it will tell you what the square footage is. Okay, so you can see that the floor in this room is 117.33 square feet. Okay, and then you can dimension another surface as well. All right, so you click that and you just click another location and you hit enter. Actually, you don't even think you need to hit enter. Click off that tool. I'm going to come back down here and rotate this. And I want to get the surfaces of the walls as well. So I just click back on that tool, click the surface again, wherever I want to pull that square footage dimension off to. Click off the tool and then rotate the room to another face. All right, so you can do your dimensioning like that, and then you'll have the square footage of your different surfaces. So if you're thinking about painting the walls, you could add up in your spreadsheet, you can wind up adding up all of the square surfaces, or you can use a calculator, however you want to do this. Total up your total square footage of all your walls, and then you can figure out how much it will cost to paint the walls. All right, so this is how you do your dimensioning. This is also how you calculate the square footage of different surfaces, and you'll want to complete that before you move on to your cost estimate. All right, thank you for watching. I hope that's helpful. Have a good day.